Hey, this is Pastor David with Vertical Church in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Got another Think About It for you. Today I want to talk to you about grace. And we're going to have several Think About It videos about grace because there's so much about grace that is being taught today that is wonderful. And then there's so much about grace that is being taught that is absolutely wrong. You know, people say, well, you have to be balanced when you teach in grace, or you can teach grace too much. And that is not the truth. The problem is people can teach grace and teach it wrong and not teach it according to the Scripture. And a lot of people that teach grace, they don't like to give you scriptures like Titus chapter 2 verses 11 through 12 that says, "For the grace of God has appeared that offers salvation to all people." This grace teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions and to live self-controlled, upright, and godly lives in this present age. Now, a lot of times when you hear people talking about grace, it's a yes to everything and not self-control, but really self-centeredness. And when we have a truth and an understanding of God's grace, we understand that we become so grateful because His grace has set us free from the power of sin. That we don't have to sin because we're no longer sinners. We're born again believers. And the grace of God's work on the inside of you, it is empowerment to not sin, not permission to sin and get away with it. Think about it. When you're in love with someone, you have that grace there between you two that you're empowered to love each other. All your thoughts, all your emotions are geared towards that person. And if you do make a mistake, if you do have a bad attitude or you're hateful or say something that wasn't kind, it doesn't mean the relationship's over when you walk in grace with each other. And this is the same way with God. So it's important to understand that God's grace will teach us to live a holy life, that grace and holiness work together. You can't have one without the other. Because see, people have taught for years that holiness is doing nothing at all, but then others have taught that grace is being able to do everything you want to do. But like Titus says here, that there is a work that grace and holiness brings those two things together, and that this holiness becomes who you are, not just what you do. I appreciate you listening today. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook at Vertical Church online, and also don't forget to close your eyes and open your faith.